Hi all and welcome to another episode of On the Road Tuning with ACDodd, and this time we're still in Scotland. So I shot this bit of video while I was up doing the training actually, and it was on the day I returned. So I thought I'd turn this into a separate video because this time it's me tuning twin carbs. Okay, so while I was up in Scotland, I got the chance to look at a car that the customer had been wanting me to look at for a while actually. So this is a set of twin carbs, and we're at Performance Tech, and we're on their rolling road. And as ever, I like to do, people say that I don't like to do twins. Well, I do, but obviously I need a rolling road, and the other thing is they need to be rebuilt. These are a set of carbs I've actually rebuilt, so I know that they're actually fine. We've got them on the engine, and now we're dialing it in. So I'm already way through the job, so we'll do some video of some runs, and then I can give you feedback of how it ran. So with the engine up to full operating temperature, we start to run the engine and start to get a picture of how the engine's running. In this case, it was actually very, very poor and very, very lean. So the first runs had to be curtailed because we didn't want to cause the engine any damage because of the lean running condition. The important thing about whenever you're setting up any engine is to make sure that you're doing part throttle runs as well, because that's where you spend most of the time. So it's most important that your part throttle fueling is absolutely spot on to get the engine to pull right across the rev range at any throttle opening right up until full power. Various needles were tried, and in the end we homed in on a nice custom pair. Right, so what we've done now is we've got the fueling somewhere near, right? So I'm just going to do some timing swings and just see how the engine responds. So we've already at about 30 degrees full in, so we're just going to advance it a couple of degrees, and then we're going to retard it a couple of degrees and just see how the engine responds. Try that. Okay, so we got this one all dialed in now. I've put the air filters back on, so we're just about to do a run to make sure everything's sweet, and obviously the air filters haven't affected the air fuel ratio. We've done a few timing sweeps as well, and we've optimized it now, so yeah, it's pretty good. Compared to how it came in, I think it was only about 50 odd horsepower when it came in, and I think we're mid 70s now, so I'll give you the figures once I got them, and I'll put them up on the video. But the only things we had to change on this is put a 3 ohm coil on, and we've tried various needles, and we ended up with a pair of CF needles, which I then adjusted. And the only reason I didn't have, I had to adjust them, is because I didn't have anything that was actually close. I had too rich or slightly too lean, so we've modified these and we're somewhere near right. So let's do a run now and see what we get. Okay, so that's the last run. Anyway, to top off the mods, we had to change the springs. So we had some blue springs, so we went up to some red springs. Obviously, as I've already mentioned, we modified the needles. And obviously now the K&Ns are back on. And we started off with just a snatch under 52 horsepower, and we finished with just a little bit under 79. So a good example of how you fit a set of new carbs to an engine, and they need to be dialed in to make them work. Timing wise, we didn't actually end up moving that. We moved it left, we retarded it, and we advanced it, and actually where it was gave us the best power curve. So all the gains on this engine were associated with a little bit to the coil, but mostly getting those carburetors to talk to the engine. So as ever, I need to thank Gerard at Performance Tech for letting me use his dyno and being the driver for me today. So thanks very much, Gerard. Okay, in terms of specification, this engine was a standard engine just with something like a Kent 276 cam. Not quite sure on the cam, but we think that's what it was from the way it was running. It's got a standard factory head on it, although albeit big valve, but not ported. So this engine basically had the addition of a camshaft and obviously the twin carbs, which I then tuned. So nothing special here. And obviously looking at the graph on the left hand side, you've got horsepower. The figures are at the flywheel. And then on the right hand side you've got torque in foot-pounds. Now you can see the lower graph is the first run, which is just under 52 horsepower, and obviously the higher graph there, you can see we gained an awful lot of power, and it peaked at about 78.3 horsepower. So all in all, yeah, very worthwhile. And if you look at the torque delivery, you'll see just about everywhere in the rev range is actually better. So the most important thing here is if you have your twin carbs, then I urge you to have them set up properly and to make sure they're fueling and not over fueling. You want to see some more of this, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.